Lesson number 1. What is Tezos? Tezos is a cryptocurrency and blockchain designed for safety, open participation, and upgradability. It started in 2014 with an observation that existing blockchains lacked a way to coordinate decisions and upgrades. In other blockchain communities, developers and miners would argue over changes, causing splits in the community, network forks, and slower innovation. Tezos aimed to fix these problems by introducing a formal governance process to its blockchain. Today, users of Tezos often call it a true digital commonwealth because it's designed to allow all of its stakeholders to participate in making decisions. To accomplish this, Tezos has pioneered innovations in 3 areas: smart contract safety, open participation, and upgradability. Let's take a look at the first one, smart contract safety. What are smart contracts? Smart contracts are computer programs that live on a blockchain. They automate and decentralize processes that would normally require an intermediary. For example, this is Emma. She wants to send her friend Peter some cryptocurrency 1 year from today. To do this, she could pay a real-world escrow service to hold her money and process the transaction. Or instead, she could send her money to a smart contract on Tezos that handles the whole transaction for her automatically, all while allowing Peter to verify the funds and the date he'll receive them. Because smart contracts sometimes manage large amounts of money, smart contract safety is very important. Hackers might find a bug in a contract's code and exploit it to access the funds in the contract, or people might send money to an improperly coded smart contract and never get it back. Both of these issues have occurred on other blockchains in the past and remain an obstacle to mainstream adoption of cryptocurrency. To help prevent this, Tezos improves safety by facilitating smart contracts that can be formally verified. Formal verification is a technique that allows developers to mathematically prove the correctness of their code and ensure that it will behave as intended. It's increasingly useful in areas that rely on mission-critical code, such as the aerospace, nuclear, transportation, and finance industries. Smart contracts that are formally proven are less prone to errors that could cause funds to be lost due to bugs or cyber attacks. This emphasis on safety makes Tezos particularly well suited for payments and other high-value transactions and applications. Lesson number 2. What is Tezos baking? Tezos is a cryptocurrency and blockchain designed for safety, open participation, and upgradability. Participating in the Tezos network starts with Tez. Tez, or XTZ, is the native token of the Tezos network. Let's say Emma receives some Tez in her Tezos wallet. She can hold it, spend it, or send it, just like any other cryptocurrency. She can also do something else. She can bake it. Baking Tez is a bit like mining Bitcoin. It secures the network, verifies transactions, and distributes rewards. But unlike mining, baking doesn't require expensive hardware and a lot of electricity. Instead, all it requires is Tez. This is because baking on Tezos uses a unique consensus mechanism called liquid proof-of-stake. It rewards participants with Tez tokens based on how many Tez they are baking, rather than how much mining power they control. In this way, the people who use the network, Tez holders like Emma, are the ones who run it and are rewarded by it. Let's say Emma wants to earn rewards with her Tez. If she has enough Tez, a unit of account called a roll, she can do it all by herself. All she needs is a decent computer with an internet connection and 1 roll of Tez to become a baker. Alternatively, if Emma doesn't want to run her own baker or doesn't have a full roll, she can still participate by delegating her Tez to another baker. The Tezos delegation process is safe and simple. Emma controls her Tez at all times, and the baker she selects keeps a percentage of her baking rewards as a fee. Regardless of whether or not she delegates, after an initial period of about 35 days, the baking rewards begin to be released. After this initial period, Emma will earn rewards every few days, as long as her baker is operational. Emma can also change her delegation to a new baker at any time. This incentivizes the baker to perform well. The better job it does at baking, the more people like Emma will delegate their Tez to it, and the more rewards it will receive. In this way, baking on Tezos encourages open participation. The baking reward incentivizes every Tez holder to participate, no matter how many Tez they have. When everyone participates, they contribute valuable resources to the network. Bakers all over the world verify transactions, making Tezos stronger and more decentralized. They also vote on upgrades to the Tezos network, which we'll explore in the next lesson. Today, there are hundreds of Tezos bakers. Check out a list of public bakers that share rewards at mytezosbaker.com. When this video was created, almost 80% of all Tez tokens were baking. That's what open participation looks like. Lesson number 3. How does Tezos upgrade itself? Tezos is a blockchain designed for safety, open participation, and upgradability. Upgrades on Tezos are handled in a methodical way that allows all Tez token holders to have a say in the network's future. Other blockchains sometimes struggle with upgrades. They often lack clear processes for making improvements, causing disagreements among stakeholders and holding back innovation. In some cases, the blockchains can even fork, creating new cryptocurrencies, splitting their communities, and reducing their network effects. Tezos, however, has 2 features designed to help resolve these issues and incentivize innovation: a formal governance process to coordinate upgrades, and inflation funding. The formal governance process consists of 4 different voting periods. Each period lasts about 23 days. During these periods, the bakers vote on behalf of their own Tez tokens, as well as any that have been delegated to them. Delegators can change to a new baker at any time, too, to better align with their voting preferences. During the first period, the proposal period, any Tezos baker can submit a proposal to upgrade or amend the Tezos blockchain. Bakers can then upvote their favorite proposals. The most upvoted proposal during this time advances to the exploration vote period. In this period, if the proposal receives enough support from bakers, then it advances to the testing period. During the testing period, a temporary test chain is created to help make sure the proposed upgrade works and is safe for the network to adopt. After the testing period, the proposal advances to the promotion vote period. In this final voting period, bakers vote to determine if the proposal will be implemented. If the proposal receives enough support, then it's approved, and Tezos upgrades itself automatically with the new code. It becomes a part of the main Tezos chain. Thanks to this formal governance process, in 2019, Tezos became the first blockchain to upgrade itself automatically without requiring a fork. Even the formal governance process itself can be upgraded over time. The second Tezos feature designed to improve upgradability is inflation funding. During the governance process, bakers can propose upgrades to improve Tezos. But what incentivizes them to do so? Developing and proposing a blockchain upgrade can be a lot of work. This problem, how to pay for long-term core development and upgrades, is something that affects the blockchain industry as a whole and can lead to slower innovation. Inflation funding is designed to solve this problem. To incentivize people to create proposals, Tezos allows bakers to attach invoices to their proposals. If a proposal is successfully approved in the governance process, then the protocol automatically mints the amount of tokens specified in the invoice and pays it. This means that upgrading Tezos over the long term doesn't rely on altruism and external organizations to reward innovation. Instead, developers are financially incentivized by the network itself to improve Tezos. Together, the formal governance process and inflation funding allow Tezos to evolve openly and methodically without forks or splits in the community. And because every stakeholder can participate in this process, it's a true digital commonwealth. And it's just the start.